Good evening or good morning. Welcome to our webinar today. We are going to go ahead and get started. Unfortunately, my other panelists are running a bit behind this morning, and I do apologize for that. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and hope to share all of the information that I can share and answer your questions. After that, you're free to follow up with any additional questions, and I can connect you with my panelists as well. So today, again, we are going to talk about the Global Master of Finance program. And today we are spotlighting our program in partnership with IDC Herzliya. Just to give you a little bit of background information, participants have been muted so that we can reduce our background noise. And I want to make sure that you can hear me. So if you are having any difficulty, please either use the raise your hand box or send a message in the chat function. Also, feel free to write your questions in the Q&A function. I will try to address those along the way, but if we can't get to them throughout the presentation, we will address those at the end. So my name is Jessica Voss. I am an Associate Director of Graduate Admissions at Olin Business School. And here I work very closely with our specialized master's programs, including the Global Master of Finance program. I've been with WashU for about 18 months, working very closely with these programs. I was also planning to be joined today by Dr. Gali and Gabby, both from IDC Herzliya. If you have the pleasure of joining this program, that you would work very closely with them in your time at IDC. They're very passionate about this program and very excited about the opportunities that it gives to students. So again, I apologize that they have not been able to join in. However, I am happy to connect you if you have any additional questions after the presentation. Let's talk a little bit about the overview of the program. How long is it? The program is 11 months long. So you start with a summer here at WashU, starting in July, where you do 6 credits over the summer. Then you travel to Israel, to Herzliya for the fall. It's an extended fall and winter semester, and you do 16 credits at IDC, and then you return to WashU in the late spring for an extended spring semester where you complete your 18 credits. At the end of 11 months, you receive both a Master of Science in Finance from Washington University and a Certificate in Innovation and Entrepreneurship from IDC Herzliya. As we go through the presentation, we'll get a little more into what each of these segments look like, so that you can get a better understanding of the structure and the outcome of the degree. So the first thing I want to talk about is your first summer here at WashU. We start with orientation in July, and over the summer you will be taking classes, but it's also a great opportunity to enjoy summer in St. Louis. I am from the St. Louis area, born and raised here, and summer is definitely one of my favorite times in St. Louis, and that's for a few reasons. One, campus is located right next to Forest Park. Forest Park is home to the St. Louis Zoo, a free zoo with awesome animal attractions and a cool little train that runs around the zoo. We also have the art museum, and we also have a lot of other things going on in the summer. There's the Muni, which has great musicals throughout the summer. There's Shakespeare in the park. They also do concerts in the park, usually on Thursday evenings throughout the summer. So it's a great place, a lot of free, fun activities with music festivals. It's fun to get outside and really enjoy summer in St. Louis. We are also located right next to the Loop. The Loop trolley runs up and down. It's kind of a cool feature of the Loop, and great restaurants. Again, a great place for young people to get out and enjoy each other when you're trying to get away from the books for a little while. That being said, you do spend a lot of time on campus in your courses. You are going to spend time in class, working on group projects, orientation activities where we really try to engage you and get you to know one another and really start participating as a cohort. One of the great things about the summer program is we have 3 programs that start in the summer: the Global Master of Finance, the Master of Science in Corporate Finance and Investments, and also the Master of Science in Finance with Wealth and Asset Management. And all 3 programs start in the summer, which gives you a great opportunity to not only interact with your future GMF cohort, but also interact with the other finance cohorts here on campus and really broaden your network. Not to lie, we always get Ted Drewes for orientation, and Ted Drewes is famous frozen custard here in St. Louis, so you don't want to miss that either. As much as we love St. Louis, we know that you're coming here to study. So what are you going to be doing in that first summer? Your curriculum is 6 credits that you take over the summer. You will be taking investment theory, advanced corporate finance, options and futures, and derivative securities. The courses are intense. You are in class and it is an intensive summer. However, it's a great experience and you really get to learn from our faculty and really immerse yourself into the culture here at WashU in terms of the classroom style. You can see in our picture, all of our classrooms are tiered. It really gives the students the opportunity to interact with the faculty and really grasp what's going on in the classroom. Our finance faculty really focuses on applied learning, so they really want to make sure that you not only understand the theory, but you know how to take that and practice that into the future. After you go to IDC and you return, you will finish out your credits here at WashU in an extended spring semester. You will take 18 credits, and those will finish out your finance degree. One of the coolest classes, I think, in that second spring is the investment praxis. Investment praxis is really a course that lets students serve as managers of a portfolio. The Investment Praxis Fund, which is owned by the school, gives you the opportunity to actually analyze investment opportunities in various industries and present recommendations to the class for possible purchases of or sales of securities. It's a really great, again, getting that hands-on learning, applied approach to everything you've done over the last several months. And of course, ending with graduation. You really get the opportunity to take part in graduation here at Olin. Since it is an off cycle, we do make sure to really dress it up for you guys and make sure that you still have the same graduation opportunity. One of the greatest parts about the global program, in my opinion, and maybe I'm biased because I got to tag along last year, is the Global Immersion program. So when you come back to St. Louis for the extended spring semester, the rest of your GMF cohort is still at their partner schools. However, you join them in late May in Washington, D.C. and New York for an immersion course. The immersion course in Washington, D.C. and New York really gives you exposure to the markets. So starting with the regulation market in Washington, D.C., this course is really focused on the regulation of the United States financial markets, and they will be deeply examined in this course, including key institutions and actors involved in regulation, such as the Federal Reserve, the Department of Treasury, Securities and Exchange Commission, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and the list goes on. What happens when we're in DC is we do company visits. This last year we went to the International Monetary Fund as well as some others. We also are privileged to have classroom space at the Brookings Institute, which brings in speakers to speak to the students. One of my favorites is Jared Bernstein. He was a great speaker. He was a former chief economic advisor to Joe Biden. Really can talk about what's going on in those financial policy making decisions. Really great question answer, really engaging to the students, and a really awesome opportunity. The second half of the course is when you go the Financial Markets Institution in New York City. So the New York Immersion course is where you visit financial institutions and the markets in which they participate. Key financial institutions will include corporate and investment banking, hedge fund, private equity, venture capital firms, private wealth management firms, and the markets that you're going to cover while you're in New York include stocks and bonds, trading, and derivatives. So we're really looking at the corporate side when we're in New York. Again, that includes more sightseeing of visits to companies. These students went to S&P. They also went to the Federal Reserve, and some really great opportunities to explore New York and those opportunities as well. So I'm going to fill in for my partners here. So do excuse if I'm a little short on some of this information, but I am going to fill in for my colleagues from IDC. And I do want to talk about the program side now at IDC Herzliya. So Israel's first private higher education institute, IDC Herzliya, was founded in 1994. It is home to 10 schools that prepare students for leadership roles in a wide variety of areas such as business, government, law, and technology. And they are accredited by the Israel Council for Higher Education and recognized worldwide. IDC is ranked first among 66 Israeli academic institutions for student satisfaction. So you study at the Adelson School of Entrepreneurship. It's here is where you study. And I do want to talk a little bit about the program. A few words. So really in the program, you get hands-on venture creation experience in Israel, which is considered the startup nation, internships with leading VCs and fintech startups, immersion visiting innovative Israeli companies, and a participation in an entrepreneurial ecosystem, which can include conferences, meetups, events. Courses are also taught by leading academics and professionals in the finance and entrepreneurship field, and you really get a great opportunity to participate in some great clubs and other activities outside of the classroom. I'm going to pause for just a second. I am going to try to get my colleagues joined back into the session. So give me just one moment, please. Give me just a second. Okay, I am going to unmute us and I'm going to welcome back in Gali. So I'm also going to unmute so that they can participate as well. And I'm going to back up and let them fill back in on this IDC side. So I do apologize for that little gap, but we're going to fill this back in. So let me back up so you can hear about IDC from the experts.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you? Hopefully you can hear me. I apologize for our technical difficulties. So let me tell you a little bit about IDC. IDC, as you see, is the first private higher education institution in Israel. It's been almost 23 years. It is home to 10 different schools that prepare students for leadership roles in a wide variety of areas. And it's ranked first among all 66 Israeli academic institutions for student satisfaction. It is a very unique campus that puts a lot of emphasis on student activities and cooperation with different industry professionals, and it's a lot of fun. This is the new Adelson School of Entrepreneurship. We opened up the school actually this last year, and we've had programs that's been running for at least 15 years in entrepreneurship. So we're building on a vast experience we have in entrepreneurship, and provide very interesting venture creation programs that, again, we work with students from all around the university, from different disciplines from Israel and from abroad, to create their own venture ideas, to learn the basics of venture creation, and again work closely with the Israeli and international entrepreneurship ecosystem in Israel. So about our program, again, I think one of the most interesting things about our program is really it's hands-on. We believe in learning by doing. And we think that Israel as a startup nation is a great place to do this because we're very close to everything that is going on here. We're very close to industry professionals, we're close to the VCs, we're close to many startups, and we can actually provide a lot of hands-on venture creation experience. One of the most, I think, interesting parts in our program are the internships that we provide with leading VCs and fintech startups. These are internships that are very valuable. And I'll give you a little bit of information about our courses. So we work both with the business school and the School of Entrepreneurship. There are a few required courses, the Econometrics 1 and Financial Statement Analysis Evaluation. And then you have 2 elective courses in business, and the courses that will give you the certificate in innovation are venture creation and entrepreneurial finance, in which you study with students from all over the university, and you do an entrepreneurship workshop. I mean, you meet people from the industry that talk to you, and Israel Immersion course is a great course. You travel around Israel and you meet interesting companies, interesting and innovation companies, and the co-op internship program is what I mentioned before, is internships in leading VCs and fintech startups. So these are the graduates of this year's program. We had very interesting internships with them, and as you see from the testimonials, both VCs and the fintech startups and our students were extremely happy. They worked daily, but they really received a lot of value. They had a lot of responsibility and they learned a lot. And one of our students said that it actually transformed him from being a student into a professional. And this experience has been invaluable to them. They bring a lot of connections now, a lot of experience that they're going to take with them back to WashU when they come back for the rest of their program. And they're also going to maintain their connections in Israel and maybe continue to work with these groups in the future. Again, the Israeli Immersion course, as you can see, these are all the companies that we visited and we work with. We had access to cutting-edge technologies. Each of these companies allows us at least half a day of working with them, really understanding their innovation process, their strategy, their business issues, and also a chance to travel around the country and have a lot of fun. So it's a very, very interesting and unique course that we offer here at IDC.
Thank you for that part. We're going to move on to talking a little bit about what happens after. Most students graduating from the global program are looking for positions in finance. You can see a lot of the organizations are traditional finance organizations, Bank of China, Blackstone, EY, HSBC, private bank, and such. A lot of positions in terms of equity research, financial analyst, investment analyst, and risk analyst. We do also see students from the IDC program going to either start firms of their own with ideas that they may have for their own venture startups, or joining other startup companies in terms of venture capital and working with them on the finance side of things. This program really uniquely prepares you for that. We're going to talk a little bit about the application process. Our application process is an online application. You just fill out a few pages with some information about your background. You will upload your unofficial transcripts and your unofficial test scores to the application. You will also submit your most recent resume, and then you will complete an essay prompt. The essay prompt here at Olin is going to ask you to introduce yourself to your future classmates. So really tell us your story. We really want to know who you are and what you bring to this program. Deadlines coming up for fall of 2017, which would actually summer start, is February 1st. So just right around the corner. You have a few days to get that application ready to go. It shouldn't be too difficult though. February 1st is our international student deadline, just to allow for visa processing and any other things that come up along the way. And then we have April 3rd as our final deadline for fall of 2017 start. I want to thank you, and we are going to open up to some questions, and I'm going to ask some things from Gali as well. So if you have any questions as participants, please let us know, put them in the Q&A box, but I do have a few questions myself that I will toss out there. Is that all right?
Sure.
Great. So what is your favorite thing about the experience that the students have at IDC?
I think my favorite thing is really seeing them come in, and these students have never been to Israel, and within a few weeks they are so immersed in the local culture and activities, and they meet people from all over the world, and they participate in conferences, and they meet the people that they work with, and they just really enjoy themselves and really feel very, very comfortable. And I think that is very unique, and they all agreed that this was a one of a kind experience for them, because it's really a combination of a learning environment, but also a completely different way of living. And I really enjoyed the students and our close cooperation with them, and to see them enjoy the program so much.
Great. So the next question that I have is, tell us a little bit more about where campus is located, and what's it's near, what's kind of housing like for the students, or, you know, what's the community like where the campus is located?
So our campus is a beautiful campus. It's based in Herzliya. Herzliya is a city that is about 10 kilometers north of Tel Aviv. It's still very close to the beach. And very close to Tel Aviv. Students traditionally either lived in Tel Aviv or they lived here in Herzliya, and they could actually walk to campus and enjoy the campus life and activity. We have a wide variety of activities, including entrepreneurship club and a lot of different activities going on at all times. And they found it very easy to find both housing facilities and transportation, because they could either walk, use public transportation, and if they wanted to travel, they just rent a car and they traveled around. It's a very nice community. It's very quiet. It's very convenient, located near a big shopping mall, and again, the beach and restaurants. So there's a lot of opportunities and fun things to do around here.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the internship experience? How does that work in terms of that class? Do the students find the internship themselves, or how does that process work?
Well, no, actually, we work with many industry partners here, and we scouted out these internships. What we did, we set up interviews in advance via Skype, and then actually when they were here, they could meet them in person. So we tried to offer each student a couple of options to see what they prefer. And we went through an interview process. So all were promised an internship, but they could actually choose among a few options. And I think that worked very, very well. And all the internships that we worked with last year are interested in the students coming in this year. So we already have a few places that are just waiting for the students, and many more, depending on the students that come in and what they're looking for.
Great. Is there anything else that you would like to add or throw in about the program?
I think that really it's a very, very unique program in the sense that the students that come here can really learn a lot in a short period of time. And I think that is one of the unique qualities of Israel, both being relatively small, but also a thriving community of entrepreneurship. And IDC is very well situated with our relationships with the industry and academia to help these students and get them involved very, very quickly in the exciting energy that is going on here. So I think it's a very, very unique experience, and it's really one of a kind. And I think it's fun. I mean, if I was a student today, I would take this program.
Very nice. Well, I want to thank you for joining us, and I apologize for our viewers for we were kind of a little off, but actually it worked out just perfect because he filled in right at the right time. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and I want to let you know that if you have any additional questions about the program or about the application process, please email us at olingradadmissions@wusel.edu. It is up there on the screen. And we look forward to receiving your application and speaking more to you about this program. This recording will also be made available. So if you did join in late, we do have this recording that will be available online as well. And I will make sure to send that out. So again, thank you. And we look forward to receiving your application.
Thank you.